Good morning from Brazil and a very warm welcome to round number 2 of the TCR South America Championship. Time for racing in Cascavel at the Autódromo Silmarville. We'll have 2 races ahead of us today, and we'll show them with you. It's a pleasure to bring the best South American touring car action. First race of the weekend for TCR South America, third one for TCR Brazil. We are arriving to Cascavel. We're hoping for good racing today. Cascavel in Paraná State, the 5th most populated district in the state of Paraná, at the southwest of Brazil. So we have the cars lined up on the grid. Rodrigo Baptista, the Brazilian driver from Squadra Martino, has taken pole position yesterday, followed by Gali Dosman from W2 Pro GP. Baptista extremely fast in the one lap shot. We'll see if the pace of the Honda is there to protect the lead from Gali Dosman. The sensation, the newcomer Matias Rossi, had a fantastic debut yesterday in qualifying. Starting third for Toyota Team Argentina, followed by Juan Manuel Casella, teammates of Baptista.
Olá, bom dia, bom domingo de TCR Brasil e TCR South America, Banco BRB aqui diretamente de Cascavel, minha gente. Olha só, a gente tem Diego Batista largando aqui na pole position. Lembrando que ontem nós já tivemos 2 corridas, só que foram somente válidas pela TCR Brasil, 2 corridas de 20 minutos. O Diego Batista não conseguiu converter a posição de largada em uma vitória na corrida número 1. Quem levou melhor foi Gali Dosman. A gente também teve a presença de Matias Rossi, que é debutante na categoria no pódio. E em terceiro lugar, Pedro Cardoso. Bom, à tarde houve então para a corrida 2 a inversão dos 10 primeiros do quali, e quem largou na frente foi Thiago Vivacqua. Ele conseguiu até que segurar bem, lembrando que ele é rookie na categoria, mas foi o Juan Ángel Rosso que venceu a corrida, gente. Lembrando que ele teve uma quebra na direção durante o quali, não participou da corrida 1 e acabou vencendo a corrida 2. Thiago Vivacqua em segundo e em terceiro Matias Rossi, que, gente, já escalou no seu debut na categoria para 5º na geral na TCR Brasil. Vamos ver o que ele consegue fazer aqui na TCR South America hoje, com 16 carros na pista. Boa transmissão para vocês. Eu sigo trazendo todas as notícias e informações aqui diretamente nos boxes da pista.
Race hopefully today. That was what our reporter Leticia Datena was telling us. That's Pedro Cardoso. Matias Rossi in third, behind Osman. As we have here Rodrigo Baptista, the man in pole position. Locals having some mate, a very typical beverage in all South America, especially in Argentina and Uruguay. As the grid is lined up, we'll have Baptista, Osman, Rossi, Casella in the top 2 rows. Later we'll have Rafael Reis starting in 5th, the standings leader. And behind Pedro Cardoso, Juan Ángel Rosso, Leonel Pernilla, the other rookie, the newcomer, another touring car master that comes from Argentina, into now the 1 minute plate is on. up on air. We get to the starts. Here are the 16 cars lined up. 27-year-old Baptista from Brazil is on pole position. He sets a flying lap yesterday. The only driver that was below minutes and 5 seconds. As we'll go with the formation lap in a second. Baptista on your right on the screen on car number 3, 28 is Gelly Dosman. As we now are underway in the formation lap. Pay attention to car number 77, that's the standings leader, Rafael Reis. Races will go in 25 minutes. As we have now the opportunity to have the starting grid for us. Here is Rodrigo Baptista in first, with the Honda of Squadra Martino, followed by Gali Dosman in second position. Third is Matias Rossi in the Toyota in his debut. Then we have Juan Manuel Casella in fourth, Rafael Reis here in fifth place. Pedro Cardoso takes sixth with the Peugeot PMO Racing. Juan Angel Rosso starting with the Paladini Racing Toyota in seventh. Leonel Pernilla making his debut in the series in eighth. Marcos Regaras in ninth place with the Peugeot. 10th place for Fabian Gianantuoni, Thiago Vivacqua in 11th, Enrique Maglioni on 12th. Then we have Fabio Casagrande in 13th with the Honda of Squadra Martino 2. Behind him is Norberto Fontana, the former Formula 1 driver, in 14th. Later, Guillermo Reichel. And 16th place is for Diego Gutierrez. Closing the grid as the cars are lining up. Everything is getting ready. Everything is getting ready now for the start of the race. Traffic lights. And we go away in Cascavel. Slow start from Casella in fourth place in second row as Baptista protects the lead. Rosso is taken to the grass by Rafael Reis, battling for fifth position. Nice start by Pedro Cardoso as in the meantime Rodrigo Baptista gets into the first place. Matias Rossi is challenging Osman for second position as they come towards closing the first sector. Behind is Reis in fourth position. Cardoso behind, followed by Rosso, and the appearance of Leonel Pernilla trying to battle for sixth position. Very nice start. Rossi already putting the pressure on Gali Dosman for second place, and in the lead is Baptista as we are now getting closer to wrap up the first lap of the race. Rossi putting all the pressure on Osman, protecting his second position. There the cars are running now towards the main straight. This is the last turn of the lap. Osman in second, Rossi in third, and Baptista already making really big gap ahead of him, ahead of the rest of the pack. 1.3 seconds after the first lap in favor of Baptista, as there is a drive-through penalty for Enrique Maglione for jumping the starts, the Uruguayan in 10th place. Allegedly haven't jumped the starts. In the meantime, we have 25 minutes plus 1 lap in this race, and Osman is stuck in 2nd place. Matias Rossi putting all the pressure. Anyway, Osman was fastest in sector 1, trying to reduce the gap to Baptista. Here come Baptista, Osman, Rossi, Reis, Cardoso, Pernia, and Rosso, who lost a few places. Nice start by Leonel Pernia. And Juan Manuel Casella has dropped back to 11th place, the Uruguayan, with a really bad start. Looked like stalled on the grid. "22 minutes left in the clock. And there is a penalty also for Rafael Reis for forcing Rosso off the track. Here's the replay of the starts. Follow Enrique Maglione on row number 6. Apparently that was a jump start. Casella was very slow. Cardoso ran past him. Yeah, Maglione is the Honda with the yellow roof. Very slight jump start, but jump start in the end. And also Rafael Reis has been given 5 seconds of penalty for forcing Rosso onto the track. Baptista about to close the 3rd lap of the race. We are now on a 1:05.8 as the best lap, the fastest lap of the race so far. 3 laps completed. Marcos Regadas now defending 9th place from Juan Manuel Casella, the Uruguayan, who was a title contender in last season. Here's Casella trying to overtake Regadas for 9th place. Regadas holds on to the position. Gianantuoni in 8th. And Regadas still battling with Casella, trying to protect his position. "20 minutes left on the clock. Baptista is leading the race, followed by Gali Dosman. Matias Rossi remains in 3rd, Reis in 4th, Cardoso in 5th, Pernia is in 6th position, and here comes the 9th placed Marcos Regadas, the closest one to carry a battle to defend the position. It's protecting 9th place from Casella, who is in 10th. Behind is Vivacqua, Casagrande. There's Casella. As they close another lap, Baptista leading for 1.4 seconds to Osman. Rossi is in 3rd, Reis in 4th. Pedro Cardoso is in 5th position. Bernier in 6th. Fastest lap remains the 3rd one set by Baptista, 1:05.8. Osman, Rossi in 2nd and 3rd, but there is no battle yet from both. Well, they are running in similar lap times, as we can see. Matias Rossi, 40 years old, touring car master in Argentina, with dozens of titles, a handful of trophies won throughout his career in Argentina. The same for Leonel Pernia, 48 years old for him, including one outing in WTCC. That's a penalty for Rafael Reis. For the incident with Juan Angel Rosso for forcing him off the track. The stewards with very quick decisions in South America. Baptista 1.5 seconds ahead, 2 seconds clear. Rafael Reis in fourth, 3.2 seconds. 4.2 the gap to Pernia, 5.1 to Rosso, 6.2 to Gianantuoni, 6.3 to Regada, 6.7 now, and 7.0 to Juan Manuel Casella, the top 10. All cars are running. Here's the pack. Gianantuoni, Regadas, and Casella all together. Here they are, 8th, 9th, and 10th. Casella still looking at the inside of Regadas, but there was no chance, no margin to try and overtake attempts. We have 7 laps completed in Cascavel, this track that was inaugurated in 1970. Casella is trying to put all the pressure on Regadas, trying to force the mistake, forcing the driver into mistake. There's Casella on the inside, Regadas protects. The Uruguayan is losing time behind the Brazilian veteran. Regadas leading TCR trophy, followed by Fabio Casagrande, Gutierrez, Rachel, and Maglione also. Baptista leading comfortably, 1.6 seconds of gap to Gali Dosman. Osman at the same time keeps the margin of 0.6 of a second over Matias Rossi, who is 1.2 seconds ahead of Rafael Reis. With the penalty, Reis will be falling down behind the top 10, possibly. That's why Juan Manuel Casella should try to avoid losing any more time behind Regadas. That's the way the standings are now. Reis, 77 points, followed by Cardoso. There's Rodrigo Baptista. Oh, Regadas is off. Marcos Regadas clips the barrier. We'll see if he can manage back to the track, but he has lost all positions. Let's see the replay. Casella was trying to battle him. No. Simply touched the grass, which is a bit wet. And there is all the grip gone for the Brazilian. That allows Juan Manuel Casella to move up into ninth. Oh, look, there's a puncture. Okay, we hadn't seen this before. There is a puncture. A front right puncture for Marcos Regadas, who is crawling back into the pits, and there is his race gone, unfortunately. Baptista is leading, 1.5 seconds of gap over Osman. Rossi is in third, 2.3 seconds behind the leader. Racing 3.4. Cardoso is 4.4 seconds back. As all drivers are lapping above 1 minute and 6. That's the way the championship is looking in TCR Brazil. That's Baptista flying in the Honda of Squadra Martino. There is Regadas, who seems to be pulling out of the race. There's the spare Peugeot they had in the team, waiting for a last-minute entry, possibly. Regadas was leading TCR trophy, and that's unfortunately ruins his race. Here we have Gianantoni and Casella battling for 8th place. Fabian Gianantoni from Argentina, also national champion in the domestic TN Turismo Nacional Championship in 2011. Series that Leonel Pernilla was also champion 2 times. Matias Rossi also winner of one of the crowns. The TN and TC 2000, the top 2 touring car races in Argentina, apart from the legendary stock car TC. Mainly the 3 of the top 4 national series in Argentina that have brought and provided many drivers to this championship with big backgrounds in there, like Rossi, like Pernilla, like Gianantoni, like Fontana. Juan Angel Rosso with an international outing, having raced in British Formula Ford in 2014. Here comes Osman, comfortably in 2nd place. Osman comfortably in 2nd, and now Matias Rossi seems to be losing a bit of gap to Osman, and Reis looking a bit more close to the number 17 Toyota that is running in 3rd place. And here comes the rest of the pack. Pedro Cardoso in 5th place. Remember, Rafael Reis has a 5-second time penalty for forcing Juan Angel Rosso off track at the start of the race. As far as now, he would be dropping behind Rosso. He will be back in 7th position. Here is Osman, Rossi, Reis. Here comes Pedro Cardoso in the Peugeot of PMO Racing Team, followed by Leonel Pernilla, his teammates, making his debut in the series. And here it is. Baptista now improving the pace. 2.8 seconds is now the gap to Gali Dosman, who at the same time opens 1.3 over Rossi. And Rafael Reis gets very close to the Toyota that is running in 3rd place, the Toyota Corolla, developed in Argentina and spread around the TCR series all around the world. A huge milestone for South American racing to have a car that is homologated in FIA for TCR regulations. Here's the Cupra of Rafael Reis. Baptista leading for almost 3 seconds. The gap is opening and the pace of the leader is really, really impressive. Lapping faster than all his rivals lap after lap, as we have 14 laps completed now by Bautista. The gap to Osman is already beyond 3 seconds. 1.1 is between Osman and Rossi. Reis getting close to Rossi, but still not in range to attack. You can see in the last laps, Reis has polished a few hundredths of a second. Almost 2/10 to the Argentinian. Going to catch some sleep streaming. 8 minutes remaining. All the family gathering together to enjoy racing in South America. It's TCR South America. Round number 2 in Cascavel in Brazil. I'm your host, Francisco Aure. It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you very much for joining us around the world, wherever you are watching us from. Everybody, welcome to TCR South America. Argentina, Uruguay, and Brazil involved. Here's Bautista. Prints in a really intense pace, giving absolutely no chance to all his rivals. Gali Dosman in a second position, keeps Rossi away, as Matias Rossi, first of all, is getting a fantastic result in his debut, and also has a bit more of concern with protecting himself from Rafael Reis. Reis wishes he could overtake Rossi and pull away a bit to protect himself from that 5-second penalty that will drop him. Now close to losing 8th place to Juan Manuel Casella. That's Leonel Pernilla in 6th position with the Peugeot. Pedro Cardoso Bautista, our leader of the race since the very start of the races. Leading here. There's Bautista. Look at the gap. He's opened over half a second in the last 3 laps. His pace is really fantastic. 3.6 seconds by now as they are completing lap 17. And there is Rafael Reis attacking Matias Rossi, diving to the inside for 3rd place, and a great move by Rafael Reis, showing the car on the outside and then diving into the inside to overtake Rossi for 3rd position. And also Cardoso trying to take his chance, also looking for a position. Pernilla also with a napkin in the neck, fork and knife in hand also for the Argentinian as he moves 2 spots ahead, and Pernilla slides, goes off. Leonel Pernilla goes off, trying to get back into the track, and he loses a place with Juan Angel Rosso, and we lose another one to Juan Manuel Casella. Disaster for Leonel Pernilla as Pedro Cardoso was attacking Rossi for 4th position. Pernilla smelled blood, but that clipping to Cardoso would harm his position, and that drops him back to 8th place, unfortunately for Leonel Pernilla. And Rossi has to go into the pits also, and this changes completely the picture of the race as Pedro Cardoso will take 3rd place as he is now in 4th, but Reis is still penalized, so now he's dropping back to 6th with the penalty applied. That would leave virtually Cardoso in 3rd, Rosso in 4th, and Casella in 5th. Leonel Pernilla is in 7th now. We'll see what's the condition of his car as Matias Rossi had to pit, unfortunately. Let's have a look at the replay. Cardoso was also overtaking Rossi, possibly Rossi with some harm. If I didn't see wrong, it looked like a puncture on the rear right, but well, I'm just guessing, just according to what I could see on the replay. Let's see if we can see anything new in the car of the Argentinian, who was running consistently in 3rd place and very, very comfortably in the lead is Rodrigo Bautista over 4 seconds of gap. Rafael Reis is behind his teammate Gali Dosman. As the race needs now to have clear track ahead with no traffic, and see if he can move closer to Osman so he can run away from Cardoso, Rosso, and Casella. The last lap of race was already a bit high. Lionel Pernia recovered the pace as he is now running on 1:06.7 in the last lap following the incident. Osman only closed the gap 0.2 of a second over Rodrigo Baptista. We have 19 laps completed. It's 25 minutes plus 1 lap. Here's Cardoso in 4th, Rosso is in 5th, Casella in 6th, and Pernia in 7th. Cardoso, Rosso, and Casella should move up a place when the 5 seconds of penalty are applied to Rafael Reis. Casella is on the verge. He needs to improve the pace and see if he can get closer to Rosso. That will move him up. As he's just 30 thousandths of a second behind Rafael Reis with the penalty applied to Reis. Here's Baptista leading comfortably back into 4 seconds of gap over the rest of the pack. One minute and 35 seconds remaining in the clock. That's allegedly a bit more than a lap. 21 laps completed. Last lap had Reis 0.4 of a second quicker as he's building onto the gap to Casella, because he knows he will not be ahead of Cardoso and Rosso when the 5 seconds are applied for the penalty. Baptista about to overtake Enrique Maglione, his teammates. Maglione should better run away. There he is, moving aside, and there is Baptista. This should be the second last lap of the race. There's Maglione back into the racing line after letting his teammate through. Here's Baptista, Osman, Reis, Cardoso, Rosso, Casella in the top 6. But when the penalties are applied, Reis will be moving back behind Cardoso and Rosso. That means Pedro Cardoso will jump into the podium. The best lap of the race remains the 3rd lap set by Rodrigo Baptista. Nobody else could move beyond or under 1 minute and 6 seconds. It was 1 minute and 5.87 for Baptista. We are in the second last lap of the race. Here's Baptista. And now we are in the final lap of the race. Rodrigo Baptista about to take the win in TCR South America. He raced the whole 2021 season, vice champion of the series to Spaniard Pepe Oriola in the inaugural season of TCR South America. He took 3 wins, 6 podiums in that, and he's now about to clinch his 4th win in the series. Rodrigo Baptista, 27 years old, about to get the win for Squadra Martino. There he is taking the final turn, coming out into the main straight for the checkered flag. Ladies and gentlemen, Rodrigo Baptista is the winner of race number 1 in TCR South America. Gary Dosman arrives in second. Rafael Reis will drop back after the penalty. Pedro Cardoso will go into the podium. And Juan Manuel Casella finally has managed to sneak through and moves up to 5th. Reis finishes in 6th then with a penalty. Pernia, Gian Antuoni, Thiago Vivacqua and Fabio Casagrande wrapping up the top 10. 4th win in TCR South America for the Brazilian Rodrigo Baptista. Fantastic work. Impressive pace by the Honda of Squadra Martino. Has been a great Rodrigo Baptista has got a fantastic win. Baptista, Osman and Cardoso. 3 Brazilians on the podium. An Argentinian in 4th, Juan Angel Rosso. The Uruguayan in 5th, Juan Manuel Casella. Here will come our winner for TCR South America. Here's Baptista. Celebrating the win is Sebastián Martino, the team owner. Here comes one of his crew members. Squadra Martino led by former driver Sebastián Martino from Argentina, who had a racing background in Japan in middle 90s. Here's Diego Baptista.
Manda aquele aqui, ó. Aí, boa, muito boa. Parabéns, mano. Valeu. Aqui, Batista.
Celebrations in Squadra Martino. It's also Guilherme Reichel wins a TCR trophy. Fabio Casagrande here winning the division. Yeah, it's the win in TCR trophy for Fabio Casagrande also. Ahead of Reichel, Gutierrez and Maglione. Here's our top 3, Baptista, Osman and Cardoso.
Aqui, ó. Oh.
Here's the final standings of the race. Rodrigo Baptista, Gali Dosman, Pedro Cardoso, Juan Ángel Rosso, Juan Manuel Casella, Rafael Reis, Leonel Pernia, Fabián Gianantoni, Thiago Vivacqua, and the TCR Trophy winner Fabio Casagrande, followed by Norberto Fontana, Guilherme Reichel, and Diego Gutierrez, these last two completing TCR Trophy podium. Enrique Maglioni and Matias Rossi, these last two with one last lap down. The only retirement in the race was Marcos Bregadas.
E eu tô aqui com o Rodrigo Batista, minha gente. Olha, ele que trouxe a primeira vitória da Honda para a temporada. Agora sim, né, Rodrigo Batista? É só prestar atenção ali na hora da largada que dá tudo certo.
Então ontem a gente teve um problema, na verdade não dava para enxergar.
Yesterday I had a problem in the starts in TCR Brasil. But I realized late. Today, everything was okay, was under control.
Bom, e agora temos a corrida 2 ainda, né? A expectativa, o carro tá bom. O teu
Race 2 is now coming up. The car is looking good. Your pace was sensational.
Acho que é fazer igual ontem. A gente conseguiu ganhar bastante posição.
Well, we did well.
Mas com certeza tentar fazer o máximo de ponto possível, igual a gente.
We'll have to work our way into the field.
Muito obrigada. Bueno, explicando un poquito aquí de Rodrigo Batista, que ayer largó de la pole position en la carrera número 1, pero no se atentó a las luces de largada y por eso no
well aware
tuvo una
of
buena largada
the
y no logró
starting
convertir
lights,
su posición de largada
and he ruined his
pero
lap.
hoy todo
He started into a win,
perfectamente.
but everything worked together.
Agora a gente vai falar com Galide Osman. Galide Osman, lembrando que nesse fim de semana nós tivemos 3 pilotos que subiram até agora, né, 2 vezes no pódio. Um deles foi o Galide Osman. Galide, então parabéns aí pelo seu segundo lugar.
Galide, congratulations for your second place. Thanks a lot. Yeah, they are very important points for the championship. Rodrigo did an amazing work. There was no way we could chase him.
Nosso carro está bem rápido.
I just tried to stick to my place.
Está desgastando muito pouco, então eu estou bem esperançoso para a próxima agora que o grid
tire wear was low.
Tentar fazer
So I think we will be okay for a second race.
A gente está com condições diferentes hoje, né? De ontem.
Today we
então,
have different conditions.
Fala um pouquinho dessa mudança na condição da
Please
pista.
take us through on the way the things have changed from yesterday.
Muito menos, então isso daí também interfere bastante no balanço do carro. Está um pouquinho mais quente, a pista um pouco menos úmida, está seca a pista hoje, então
the weather is a bit more dry.
E hoje temos mais carros, né?
That runs tire wear a bit more.
Hoje, então o desafio é maior.
Tá bom, muito obrigada, vai lá para o pódio e antes eu vou falar então com o Casagrande rapidinho aqui. Parabéns pelo resultado, Casagrande.
Obrigado.
Congratulations, thank you.
Do que aconteceu na pista e tal.
Please talk us through on what happened on the truck.
Eu vim me
I'm sweating.
De uma dengue. Tive que optar por não
I recovered from a dengue infection. It was a bit difficult. I had to
Olha, se todo mundo se
save energy for
dengue,
today.
assim como você, estaremos todos
Well, if everybody could recover from dengue like you, we would be all celebrating.
Um pouco mais alta aqui. Então vai lá, aproveitar a festa do pódio e a gente volta depois com mais entrevistas para vocês.
Dengue is an infection caused by a mosquito that in South America has done loads of harm in Argentina and in Brazil. Similar to COVID, main symptoms are fever and fatigue in the body, but trust me, the fatigue is 100 times heavier, even heavier than COVID. And Fabio Casagrande seems to be really recovered. That was why Leticia Latena, the reporter, was joking. If we could all recover like you, it would be amazing. Here we have the top 3. Pedro Cardoso in 3rd, Gali Dosman in 2nd, and here comes our winner, Rodrigo Baptista, Diego Baptista. As we also have the Squadra Martino representative. There is Baptista. Here's Pedro Cardoso receiving the trophy. Gali Dosman. Receives his second place and his child. The trophy for Squadra Martino. And it will be also time for the trophy for Rodrigo Baptista. Lifting the trophy. Here's our top three of the race.
Aí estão eles, o aplauso, e agora sim, o banho do champanhe no pódio. A festa especial no pódio.
And the champagne is now flying in the air as we have our podium wrapped. This is our winner of race number 1, Rodrigo Baptista. Baptista winning for the 4th time in TCR South America. We said he was the vice champion in 2021 against an impressive Pepe Oriola, the Spaniard that had a really successful season in that first season of 2022. The following two champions were from Argentina, Fabrizio Pezzini in 2022 and Ignacio Montenegro, nowadays racing in TCR Europe. Here's the TCR trophy, podium. Fabio Casagrande in second place. Sorry, 11 Rachel and Fabio Casagrande. Diego Gutierrez from Argentina in third. Trophy for Diego Gutierrez. Now the trophy for Rachel. And Fabio Casagrande wins TCR trophy. Will be followed by the TCR trophy, the TCR Brazil podium. And now it's time for champagne.
Agora nós vamos fazer a TCR Brasil. O campeonato que corre paralelamente com a TCR.
Here's our winner of TCR Brazil, of TCR Trophy, Fabio Casagrande, for Squadra Martino double win. We'll now move on to the trophy ceremony of TCR Brazil. And we'll return in 1 hour later for race number 2. Here's the issue for Marcos Regadas. There is our TCR Brazil podium with Baptista, Osman and Cardoso. The same three of TCR South America. Large part of the field takes part in TCR Brazil also, but not all of them. Trophy now for Pedro Cardoso, the youngster in a really successful season after having moved from Scuderia Chiarelli to Squadra Martino. To PMO Racing, apologies, not Squadra Martino. Here's Gali Dosman, his second full season. And Rodrigo Baptista gets the trophy for winning TCR Brazil as well. And then will be followed by the TCR Brazil trophy. Champagne is in the air as we're going through the podiums of the different divisions. Here's the replay of the maneuver that changed a bit the fate of the race in the podium with Leonel Pernilla. Matias Rossi was struggling. Allegedly, I think I see a puncture on the rear right. Yes, there was something wrong in the Toyota. Here's the TCR Trophy Brazil. Enrique Maglione in third, the Uruguayan. Guilherme Reichel in second, and Fabio Casagrande again. Trophy now for Guilherme Reichel. Guilherme Reichel, or Guilherme Reichel, as the Brazilians would pronounce. Also Fabio Casagrande. Here are our podiums. Here are some slow motion replays of some maneuvers. Here's Casella trying to overtake Marcos Regadas.
Bom, e eu disse que 3 pilotos até agora tinham subido 2 vezes no pódio. Um deles é o Pedro Cardoso, também Matias Rossi,
3 drivers
que
have
hoje
been
teve problemas,
scored 2 podiums
subiu no pódio, mas ontem 2 vezes. E o Gali Osman. Pedro Cardoso da PMO.
And here is Pedro Cardoso, one of them.
Então, o seu segundo pódio do fim de semana, parabéns. Ainda não teve vitória na
second podium in the weekend.
mas vários pódios já, né,
Yet
Pedro?
to win in the series, but
infelizmente não
many podiums.
Ainda, mas
yeah, I'm very happy.
Se o campeonato continuar dessa forma, eu tenho quase certeza que eu estou liderando agora.
I'm sure the victory will arrive if we continue in this momentum. Podiums are really nice anyway. I'm really happy.
O lastro do sucesso da primeira etapa realmente vai ser difícil ganhar uma corrida aqui. A gente está focando talvez lá no Velocitar. Tem a segunda corrida agora que é com grid invertido, talvez a gente tenha uma chance melhor.
We'll have the inverting grid, we'll have a better chance.
O importante aqui é levar o maior número de pontos para casa.
But it's really important
to
take good points home.
Chegamos à conclusão de que ele é o líder do campeonato. Tem que averiguar isso, mas é quase certeza.
We should double check, but it would seem, we think Pedro is now the standings leader.
Este fim de semana, subindo al podio
we have
2
3
vezes.
podiums.
Pedro Cardoso,
scoring 2 podiums so far in the weekend. Pedro Cardoso is one of them. He hasn't won yet.
Gali Osman
making the translation into Spanish for the Spanish-speaking audience.
Problemas ahí en la carrera y no ha podido subir al podio hoy, pero ayer subió 2 veces. Pedro Cardoso ahora lidera el campeonato con la puntuación.
Pedro
Y
Cardoso is
dijo
now
que
leading
por
the
las
race,
condiciones, por el lastre
leading
del
the standings.
suceso, tal vez sea más
And he has
difícil
said that with the
conquistar una victoria
compensation
aquí,
weights, it will be a bit
y
heavier, but
está planeando
it's
esta vitória para Velocitar la próxima
still
etapa. Bom, as
nice
condições
targeting
da
the next
pista
round in
estão
Velocitar,
pouco diferentes, né, de ontem. Você pode falar pouquinho
where
de
it
como
could be a bit more
se comportou
reliable.
o seu carro e de
Pedro,
como
can you
estavam
talk
as
us through a,
condições da
a
pista?
bit on the
As
behavior of your
condições
car in
variam
these
bastante
conditions of the
durante o
track?
dia. Ontem a gente teve a
Well,
primeira corrida no
the
seco, a
conditions have
segunda
changed a lot throughout the day.
ela seguia no seco ou no molhado e foi meio úmida a
It
segunda corrida.
has moved
A
from
tendência é que talvez
wet
para
to
a segunda
dry,
corrida aconteça isso de novo. E obviamente a gente vai ter que
so
adaptar o carro.
we could see
A gente
this
mudou o
once
carro
again
no setup
with the
bastante de ontem
humidity.
para hoje. Eu tinha alguns problemas
We had
de
to
balanço
set up
de
the car a
carro,
bit
e eu acho que surgiram
different
efeitos
with the balance.
positivos, nessa primeira corrida. Eu acho que na
But
segunda
anyway,
corrida a gente vai
we tried some changes that had really
Tá certo,
positive
boa
effects.
sorte e a gente volta para a próxima corrida da TCR Brasil e TCR South America.
And we'll come later with the race number 2 of TCR South America and TCR Brazil. And we are wrapping up this broadcast. And that's all for this race number 1, ladies and gentlemen. We'll come back in 1 hour for race number 2 of TCR South America. My name is Francisco Aure. Thank you very much for being with us, and see you then.